Fine. So again, I'm wishing you a very good morning to all of you. So in this present video of mine, I will be taking second lecture of reading. Second lecture of reading is actually the Phillips type of question, right? Phillips type of question will include sentence completion, summary completion. These are the most easy type of questions, okay? These are the easy type of questions that I am taking. So I'm sharing my whiteboard with you. Here is the whiteboard that I have shared with you. If I say the second lecture of reading that I am taking is Phillips type of questions. In Phillips type of question, guys, we have two categories of question. One, we have sentence completion, and second, we have summary completion. Is that clear? Sentence completion and summary completion. If I say what is sentence completion, what is summary completion? So in sentence completion type of questions, you will be given a statement. A statement is being given to you and there will be a blank given. So when you read the statement, the very first thing you should do is read the instruction. The very first thing is read the instruction. What do you mean by read the instruction? It means whether you need to write answer in one word, two word, one word, and or a number. Is that clear? This is called instruction. After reading the instruction, you should read the keywords. You should read the keywords and underline those keywords. After underlining those keywords, you need to check words coming before the blank. Words coming before the blank. Is that clear? What does it mean? It means if the words like a, and, the, of, articles are coming before the blank, it means noun will come in the blank as the answer. However, if any preposition is coming, before the blank, preposition like at, on, in, for, then the answer will depend on that preposition. If any keyword is coming, any word, any keyword is coming before the blank, it means you will be getting the synonym of that keyword. You will be getting the synonym of that keyword in the paragraph. And your answer will depend on that synonym. Is that clear? Correct. So let's take one example of this. If I take one example, So here I have taken one Cambridge, that is Cambridge number 17 I am taking. I am sharing this PDF on my screen. This Cambridge 17 is having basically 4 tests. So I am taking test number 1. And the passage name is the development of underground London Underground Railway. 17 I am taking. Now, for example, I have this passage and the questions that we have from 1 to 6 is a sentence completion question. The instruction of the question is choose one word only from the passage for each answer. If I read the sentences. So they are talking something about London Underground Railway. In the initial, they're talking about the problem, the dash. So article is coming, noun will be coming here. The dash of London increased rapidly between 1800 and 1850. So 1800 and 1850 is the number. This will help you out to find the location. Increase rapidly. What is increasing rapidly? So you will be checking this in the paragraph when you will be checking these sentences. 1800 and 1850 London Underground Station. So where it has been given? 1800 is given here. So they have written in the first half of the 1800s, London's population grew. Increase or rapidly means astonishing rate. London's population. London's what? London's population. So what will be the answer? The population of London. Anything that we are writing in apostrophe, it means of. For example, peoples. So people of. Cities, cities of. Are you getting? Similarly, if I check the next question, so they are saying the proposed solution. The proposed solution. Charles Pearson, a solicitor, suggested building an underground railway. Building the railway would make it possible to move people to better housing in the dash. Building railway would make it possible to move people to better housing in the dash. Proposed solution. So all the questions are in sequence only. Proposed solution, shifting people. So let's read out the second paragraph now. So they are saying amongst the most vocal advocates for a solution. I got the keyword solution here. To London traffic's problem was Charles Pearson, who worked as a solicitor. This is a keyword. I'm finding it here in these lines. For the city of London, he saw both social and economic advantages in building an underground railway that would link the overground railway station together and clear London slums at the same time. His idea was to relocate. Relocate means move the poor workers who lived in the inner city slums to newly constructed suburbs. So newly constructed suburbs. So what they have asked? They have asked us, solution is building the railway would make it possible to move people to the newly constructed suburbs. Is that clear, guys? What is the answer to better housing in the suburbs? Third question is, a number of dash agreed with Pearson's ideas. A number of dash agrees with Pearson's idea. A number of dash agree idea. This is a keyword. So read out the subsequent line. Pearson's idea gained support amongst some businessmen. So ideas gained support amongst some businessmen. And they have written some dash support the idea of Pearson. Some means a number of. Who? Businessman. Agreed with Pearson's idea. So what will come? Businessman will come. Fourth, the company initially had problems getting the dash needed for the project. Initially, problem, project. So this is a keyword, initially, problem, dash. So if you read out, they have written over here, it was rejected but coincided with a proposal from another group for an underground connecting line with Parliament passed, The two groups merged and established the Metropolitan Railway Company in August 1854. The company's plan was to construct an underground railway line from the Great Western Railway Station at Paddington to the edge of the city at Farrington Street, a distance of almost 5 kilometers. The organization has difficulty in raising the funding for such a radical and expensive scheme. Had difficulty. Difficulty means problem in raising the funding. Problem in raising the funding. And they have written the company initially had problems getting the dash. So getting the funding needed for the project. Fifth, negative articles about the project appeared in the negative article project appeared in the. So it's written over here. Objects argued. Okay, because the critical articles printed by the press. So not at least because of the critical articles. Critical articles means negative articles. Printed by press means appeared in the press. And the sixth one, they are talking about the construction. The chosen route did not require many buildings to be pulled down. The cut and cover method was used to construct the tunnels. With the completion of the brick art, the tunnel was covered with. Completion of brick art, tunnel covered. This is a keyword. So where it is written completion of brick arc, it is written over here in this lines. Originally scheduled to be completed in 21 months, the construction of the underground line took 3 years. It was built just below street level using a technique known as cut and cover. A trench about 10 meters wide and 6 meters deep was dug, and the site temporarily held up with a timber beam. Bricks wall was then constructed, and finally a brick arc was added to create a tunnel. A 2-meter deep layer of soil was laid on top of the tunnel and the road above rebuilt. A 2-meter deep layer of soil was laid on top of the tunnel. So they have asked here, with the completion of the brick arc, the tunnel was covered with soil. This is the answer. So I am repeating my answer again. See, I have written the first answer as the dash of London. So I have written the population of London. Coming on to the second question, building the railway would make it possible to move people to better housing in the suburbs. Third, a number of dash agreed. A number of businessmen agreed. Fourth, the company had initially had problem getting the funding. Fifth, negative articles about the project appeared in the press. And sixth, covered with soil is the answer. I hope you got to know how we can find the answer for sentence completion. Similarly, if I move on to the summary completion. So if I take out, yes, page number 22, Roman amphitheaters. Can you see this Roman amphitheaters? One word only. Yes or no? So this is called summary completion, in which you are being given a summary. You're being given the instruction as choose one word only. You have to find out from the passage and then you have to write. For example, the Roman stadiums of Europe have proved very versatile. What is a keyword? Roman amphitheater, Roman stadium of Europe have proved very versatile. The amphitheater of Arles, for example, was converted first into a dash, then into a residential area. First converting into a dash and then converting then into a residential area, and finally to the arena where spectators could watch dash. So the keyword Roman stadium amphitheater, residential area. Check where it is being given. Roman amphitheaters, errors. I think it's in B paragraph. Here it is written. Amphitheater is given here. Arras is given here. Built by the Romans. Romans is given here. It became a fortress with a fort tower after the 5th century and then transformed into a village and then converted into a residential area. Residential area means village. It became a fortress with fort tower. Firstly, it became a dash. It became a dash. After A, what is being given? Fortress. So in the answer, what will come? In the answer, for example, was firstly converted into a fortress and then into a residential area and finally into an arena where spectators could watch dash. Spectators could watch dash. So spectators could watch dash. It is written here with a growing interest in the conservation. During 19th century, it was converted back into the arena for the staging of. Spectators could watch or staging of what? Remain one thing in mind, keep one thing in mind. After of, a, and the answers are always be hidden. So for the staging of bullfights, thereby returning the structure to its original use as a venue for public spectacles. So what is it is being staging for? Bullfights. So here you will be writing could watch bullfights. Meanwhile, the arena in Verona, one of the oldest Roman amphitheaters, is famously today as a venue where dash is performed. Dash is performed. Venue where dash is performed. Arena. Venue. Always these are in sequence one after the other. So it is written here, another example is the imposing arena of Verona in northern Italy, with space for 30,000 spectators, which was built 60 years before the Arles Amphitheater and 40 years before Rome's famous Colosseum. It has endured the centuries and is currently considered one of the world's prime sites for opera. For what? For opera, one of the prime sites. So they have written here, yeah, is famously today as a venue where opera is performed. So I have written the answer for 18th as fortress, Fortres, fortress. 19 could watch bullfights. 20 where dash is performed, opera. Is that clear? Similarly, we can find, it's not operas, it's opera, guys. It's opera. Similarly, we can find the answers for subsequent questions also. Is that clear? How do we see sentence completion and summary completion in reading?
Yes, ma'am.